Hi, I heard a story today that I'd like to share with you as some inspiration as we go into the new year. The story is about a man in the end of the 1930s who was struggling to earn a living. And he went with some friends of his. They left Germany and they went to America to see if for 1 year they could go and work and earn money in America. And before he left, he went to speak with his rabbi, who said to him there is one piece of Talmud he has to remember all the time he is there, and that is Gam zu Tova. Everything is for the best. And he has to also stick to all his everything that he keeps. He has to remember who he is, even though he's not going to be at home. With that, he goes off with his friends. It's a long journey on the ship, and they get there. They can't speak the language, but eventually he gets work. He's a hard worker, and someone who he's working with comes up to him one day and says, "Listen, I've noticed how dedicated you're. The first one here, the last one to leave, and I'm starting a new little business on my own. I'd like you to come work with me. I'll give you a raise." And he goes to work with this guy. Anyway, they become partners, and he tells him, "Look, I'm here for a year and I'm really saving money." He says, "Instead of keeping the money in an envelope, why don't you give it to me? We'll invest it in the business, and that way, when it's time for you to leave, you'll get more back." So this is what he does. And anything that happens, at first he couldn't find work. It was Gam zu Tova, this is for the good. And he kept remembering the words of his rabbi. And unfortunately, in the last week that he's in America, before he's ready to go back to Germany, he gets news that his father has passed away, and now he's sitting Shiva all on his own in America, and he's devastated, can't wait to get back home to his family, take his profits with him. And his partner comes and tells him that there's an opportunity for them to take a mortgage to expand the business. It will be good for him. And he says he doesn't want to discuss it during Shiva. He says it has to decision be made today. So he thinks to himself, all right, if he can take even more money home, that will be good. And he signs the documents. Anyway, the day before he's supposed to leave, he finishes his Shiva. He goes off to the factory where he worked, and he sees it's all bolted up. And he looks through the windows, and the factory is empty. So now he has lost everything. He tries to get hold of the guy, his partner, and everything is gone. And he's just absolutely devastated. But he says to himself, Gam zu Tova. This and everything is for the best. He doesn't know what he's going to do, but he knows he can't go home empty-handed. So he says goodbye to his friends. They all give him a little bit of their earnings to try and start again. So he tries to start again, but he can't get a loan because he's not a citizen. And then he asks, well, how does he become a citizen? And the people at the bank already know him from the previous year's work already, and they tell him they will write documentation for him that he should become a citizen. And he gets his citizenship, and he gets the loan. And because he's been used to the business, he builds himself up, and he stays for 2 years. And by this time, he has built himself up to bring home. Can't wait to see his family. It's been 3 years now, and he comes home. It's the end of 1939, and he arrives at the port in Germany, and his family is there in absolute tears. There's drama, as we know, in Germany, and he says again to himself, Gam zu Tova. He goes home and he's worried that night, and he is sitting and worrying with his family. What is he going to do? And then he remembers he's got American citizenship. And the next day he goes to the American embassy and he gets citizenship for his wife and his children, and they manage to leave Germany in 1939. And so I really enjoyed the story because it's been a challenging year. It's been a hard year. Corona has been difficult for everyone, and not only Corona, there's been hardships of finances, of family, of all sorts of health, all sorts of difficulties that people are experiencing and we're experiencing. And sometimes we don't understand what was the bigger picture, could this have mean, what could this have been. I think the story is lovely because it highlights what difficulty could be bringing. You know, he lost everything and he got citizenship because of that, which landed up saving his life and his family. So I hope that's a little bit inspiring, a way for you to look, for us all to look at the difficulties and the challenges that we've had and see how we can use them to move forward and encourage us to move ahead into the new year, right? So also it's called Rosh Hashanah, not the beginning of the year, but the head of the year, right? This is where all thoughts and start. They all, this is where the year was thought of, and that's what we're celebrating now, the thinking process. And as we all enter into this new year, it should be from a place of good thoughts and positive thoughts, and the ones that we can use our thinking to help us get through our difficulties, our struggles, and our challenges, to see the good in them. And Shana Tova to you all.